Garage fam? Welcome back to the NASCAR DFS preview show for the Cookout Southern 500. Not the Southern 500, just the Cookout Southern 500. I never ate Cookout. Remember that one time that we were driving the RV and I parked at a Cookout at like 1 o'clock in the morning?
A lot of crackheads, yeah.
Yeah, they were all at the rallies.
Yeah, no, Cookout's good. I like Cookout. It's real cheap, big menu, good milkshakes. They popped up in Mississippi 4 or 5 years ago, and they're not bad. And they stay open until like 5 in the morning. So
yeah, but this show's
Cookout
presented
is
by
solid.
Hooters, though.
Absolutely.
But this show is presented by Hooters.
Cookout
Hooters
is solid, but Hooters is top tier.
Could you imagine the Hooters Southern 500?
That would be dope. I wouldn't be surprised if it happened.
That's what
next
it should
year,
be.
Maybe the year following. Maybe they sign like an 8-year contract to be the sponsor for the Southern 500. I mean, they're like the perfect sponsor, right? So
they really are. I mean, they're our sponsor. Shout out to Hooters, by the way. We got some Hooters here in the bag. I'm wearing my Hooters jacket for the first time ever. I feel like a Royal Tenenbaum. Shout out to that. It's a great movie. If you don't know what that movie is, I'm sorry. You should go watch it. Ben Stiller's in it. He has children that wear jumpsuits. It feels weird wearing a jacket. I've wore a jacket 2 times in a row now. Am I still in your mojo?
Nah, it looks great.
Okay.
It looks great on you too. And this isn't like, it's not like a thick, heavy jacket. It's like nice and thin. Like I could run in this.
Track jacket.
It's nice and cool, like not sweaty. So it's like a windbreaker kind of, just I don't know, but it's super fucking stylish and looks sick and it feels really good. So
you need to get a
Hooters.
gold chain. Yeah, thank you. But yeah, I want to get you a gold chain now. I'm gonna
not
get you
a big
gold
chain guy.
What if it had an owl on it?
And then yeah, sure.
All
but
right.
That's the only exception.
So that's what we'll do then. But yeah, so we're going to dig into some Hooters here right now. If you go over to HootersToGo.com or you download the Hooters app, use promo code GarageGuys, you're going to save $10 off any order, $30 or more. Fine print.
Valid at participating locations for delivery and carry-out orders only.
Yes.
On HootersToGo.com or the Hooters app. Promo code GarageGuys. Use it.
We went all out. We literally made words connect on cups. I'm going to mess that up now, though.
Hooters.
We're going to dig in. While we're digging in, before we do talk about our lineups for the Cookout Southern 500, just got to say thank you to everybody that has been sharing and donating the cause that we've started up here at Garage Guys. Dale and I were on our way home from Daytona a few days ago. We got into a discussion about what can we do while we're home over the next 2 weeks to try to help out after seeing like all of the devastation that was caused by Hurricane Ida. And after some talks, went home. I made a video, put it out, and we have decided to start what we're calling the Garage Guys Disaster Deletion Fund. It has gotten tremendous feedback and people donating. I think we're almost at $3,000 right now. Set a goal for $10,000. We're going to be using this money once we hit our goal. We're trying to get everybody we can to share it, to just donate. Whatever you can give or do, it doesn't matter. It just shows that you care and that you're here to help us help the people that are in need in multiple parishes across South Louisiana. But I'm putting the link. If you're listening to this on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, go to the description. You'll find the link to the GoFundMe. You can click there and donate there. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can go down to the description. The link will be there as well. And we're going to be getting out here over the next few weeks. We're going to be providing families with our disaster relief kits that are going to include basic necessities like non-perishable food items. We're going to be giving things like deodorant and cold shower wipes from Duke Cannon. Duke Cannon stepped in to help already now. And we're also going to be just putting in there the basic necessities that everyone should have every day that people can't get access to right now. Also going to try to use some of that money to buy some generators so that we can create mobile charging stations. So just a huge thing that we have been able to cook up and that we just want to get out there and do our part, especially being from Louisiana and South Mississippi areas.
Yeah, if you've lived anywhere in the South, before or just been down here and seen the destructions that hurricanes have caused over the years. Obviously, we both grew up in Katrina and some in spots that were hit pretty heavily. But we both have been super lucky during all those times. There's a lot of people who are not lucky and have not been lucky. We're fortunate enough right now to be doing this with a roof over our head, with air conditioning, power, warm water to take a shower. And there's a lot of people in the state of Louisiana who do not have access to that kind of stuff right now, which is why we sparked this conversation to try to do something to help, like Chase said, to gather as much resources as possible through donations, through shares on social media. We really, really appreciate the hell out of everybody who has shared and donated, and we want to keep it rolling just to help all these people who are in desperate need down in the state of Louisiana. So
yeah, man, it's pretty incredible. Like, you know, I guess our Twitters are pretty much compromised of like NASCAR Twitter, and for me, I have a lot of people in the fantasy sports Twitter community as well. You have a lot in the betting Twitter, so I guess we're all kind of lumped in the same category of like how our Twitters are. And so it's just really cool to see so many people in the NASCAR community coming together to help us out on this effort. It means a ton, lets us know that what we're doing isn't going unheard, and you guys are just kind of answering the call to help us do that. And if you're around the areas that we're in and you want to get involved too, just hit us up and let us know, because we're going to be needing plenty of volunteers, people with pickup trucks, so that we can get into some of these areas and we can get these things delivered to these people in need. I know Terrebonne Parish is one right now that seems to be the worst. The news really isn't reporting much on it. That's like cities such as like Houma, some of the Laplace areas. They're probably not going to have power for months. So we're going to try to hit those areas first to make sure that we can get those people that are in desperate need that help. But yeah, again, just thank you guys so much, and we're going to continue these efforts. Please be sure by you watching this right now is raising awareness for it. So share this video. Like, if you're on YouTube, like this. Share this video. It has this message in. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, share this podcast with somebody. Same thing applies. The link is right there in the description. So don't forget that.
And one of the biggest things, like the shares are fantastic, the donations are fantastic, but as weeks or days turn into weeks and this whole deal progresses from the time that Ida landed, do not let this get out of the news. Do not let this get away from people's eyes. Last year, when I was working for a company called Southern Tire Mart, I spent about a month in Lake Charles after Hurricane Laura hit there, and it was absolute devastation. There wasn't enough news on it, and I was shocked because it was election season, and obviously there's a lot of political turmoil going on right now, so I could see the same thing happening with lack of coverage of what's going on. I know right now New York's getting pummeled with flooding from the tropical storm that it's turned into.
How tight that hurricane has stayed together.
It's terrible, and it is insane. But after seeing what happened in Lake Charles last year and just being blown away that there was hardly any coverage because of just agendas, I would say, political agendas from the mainstream news. Do not let this get away. Over the next few weeks and months, these people are still going to be in desperate need of resources and supplies. We're going to do everything in our power to keep pushing these messages across. Do not let this slip the eye of the common person. And that's what we're going to keep doing. It makes me sad that the news will just forget about this in a week, 2 weeks, when there's people who are still
because it's not entertaining
dying or
enough,
just in desperate need of supplies and resources and need serious help. So we're going to keep pushing this message for a while.
Absolutely, dude. That is well said, man. And so you guys heard it right here. You know what's up now. Help us help the people that need it. Let's move into the show though. We're going to go from there. Not only are we going to be doing some philanthropy work there, but we're also going to try to help you get some money in your wallet for DraftKings this week. So, again, Cookout Southern 500 at Darlington Raceway. Probably one of our favorite tracks, I would say now.
Yeah. It
smells
was
like gas, roll loud.
The first race we went to start off our tour when we were traveling all the tracks. It was a great weekend. It's a triple header. By the way, for trucks and Xfinity, don't forget to check out TobyChristie.com to see my best bets, my DFS plays. Last week, I wrote my first ever article, as Chase did as well. My first Xfinity article had Justin Haley all over the place for my top DFS play and my number one pick to win the race. It happened. So
it hit.
You need to check out TobyChristie.com to see Dale Tanhardt's Garage Guys Fantasy Sports Xfinity and truck plays for the weekend. Triple header weekend. Trucks are on Sunday with the Cup race. Xfinity on Saturday. My articles will be out probably by the time you watch this video. So be sure to check out TobyChristie.com for Garage Guys content. And at the Garage Guys website, you still got the chef cooking up everything with his projections. So don't forget about premium as well.
All the premium content is still going to be at GarageGuysFantasySports.com. Our free content, however, is now at TobyChristie.com. We're pretty psyched about that. We didn't get to announce that last week. So.
Yeah, it's awesome.
A lot of announcements.
I know they announced it. We retweeted it and everything, but formally, all our free stuff is over there now. It's a great platform, a great business these guys are building.
We are like the first people to ever do DFS and betting on that site because it's strictly a NASCAR site. Like usually you have to go to like betting sites.
They got some SRX too, some SRX content as well. But I mean, they're a NASCAR powerhouse. I mean, if you're on NASCAR Twitter or just a NASCAR fan in general, you've probably heard of them before, and they're growing like crazy, doing a lot of excellent content. And information over there at TobyChristie.com. So I wanted to give a shout out to that as well for your Xfinity and truck cravings. So Darlington, Southern 500, one of the crown jewels in the schedule. Always a grinding driver-typed race. Not a lot of race car centered as much as centered on the driver. Obviously, the race car is important, but this is a driver's racetrack is what I was trying to say there. So
what does that mean for people that might not understand it? Because I know what a driver's racetrack means, but I'm sure there's some people on here that may be new. What is a driver's track? What do we mean by that?
So if to put it in simpler terms, at least where we're at in 2021 with the aero packages, like a place like Michigan or Daytona or Talladega, even Atlanta, or just with this new aero package with a 550 horsepower, high downforce, not really a driver's racetrack. More about the car, more about the speed of the race car, not as much the driver can do. But when you come to places like Darlington, Bristol, some of these shorter tracks, Martinsville, these are driver's racetracks partially because the aero package is 750 horsepower, low downforce. The cars are obviously important, but you put a lot into the driver's hands. It's more grueling because less downforce, more difficult to drive. And with Darlington specifically, there's so much history here. Been on the schedule for fucking 8,000 years.
Millions.
But realistically, probably since the 50s. This one is such a technical oval because you ride, the preferred line is up by the wall. So there's very, very little margin for error. That's something that is definitely in the driver's hands, right? You're driving this close to the wall. I mean, the entire race, all 4 turns on the track, it's super technical, super grinding, super tiring. I would love to drive it.
Either. It's like a D shape, kind of like an egg shape.
It's like a big paper clip, but it's one of the sections of the track is like this, and then the other section is like this. Like it widens out on one. I can't remember. I think it's turn 1 and 2 are wider than 3 and 4.
That makes it the ultimate driver's track because it's like without memory, like muscle memory being on that track, or like constant practice, like watching your turns, because like you said, it's so many tracks, you get so used to just round. Like when you have these technical turns, like that's when we see people go on the wall. We see all those things. And
it's not like Bristol or Martinsville where it's even on both sides, like we talked about. And Bristol is a lot of on the gas, brake, back on the gas. Martinsville, gas, you're on the brake, let it roll, back on the gas. Darlington, there's so much throttle modulation. You're fighting the car the entire time. And it's high speed. It's very high speed for the size of the track and the line that they run. So it's a driver's racetrack. And, I mean, all the legends will tell you that. And, shit, I wish I was a driver so I could drive it. But
I want to drive. Have you tried it on iRacing?
Yeah, not fun. Yeah. I just hit the wall. I hit the wall. Once the tires wear out, I always get up in the wall. I just haven't. I think I only did it one time earlier this year. I don't think they're right now on the schedule. They're there, but I raced trucks there, and I would always run up in the top 3, top 5. But when my tires would wear out, I just could not keep it off the wall. So that's what it's like in real life too.
There it is. So now you know. If you go there, remember it's very loud, smells heavily like gas. Very cool. Let's talk about these picks. So we're gonna go in order from highest price to lowest price. We're gonna return to that Yeah, you gotta go ahead and get your
Oh,
wing.
man,
I'm already tearing them
I'm
up.
more of a flats guy.
You big flats guy?
Yeah.
I like drums. Oh, now that carpet was hungry. All right, so let's just start it off. Starting in P6, Kyle Larson. He is, I want to say, 11-5 on DraftKings this week. And you got to look at high-priced guys starting in the top 10. Unfortunately, at this track, we were talking about it before we recorded. We talk about it all the time, honestly. I mean, we just kind of know this at this point. Darlington's one of these tracks where by the end of the race, you may have 10 cars on the lead lap, so you want to try to make sure that you get some of these guys that are really good and that are starting up front that will hold that and be able to continue that momentum throughout the race. So we got to start with Kyle. I think in Kyle's entire career in the Cup Series, there's only been one race where he finished outside of the top 10. If that's not confidence that Kyle Larson is a driver at a driver's track, I don't know what is.
Yeah, so Darlington's always been one it's like the one that got away. Obviously didn't race here in 2020, but before that 2020, he always was really good here. 2017 led 124 laps before having a flat tire. Finished second in third in 2018, second in 2019, and then second this year to Martin Truex. So he's got 3 consecutive top 3 finishes, 2 of those with Ganassi. He was so good here with Ganassi, just couldn't close, which was kind of a highlight of his career early on. He seemed to have solving that this year. But he was very strong in the spring race. Like we talked about, 754 horsepower. We've seen what he's done with the 750 horsepower package. He's been dominant on road courses, dominated Nashville Superspeedway. Excuse me. I expect Larson to be a front runner. I mean, he's starting P6. There's a little possibility for place differential there if he runs first or second. It's a 500-mile race, so huge potential for laps led to be a major factor in your lineups. I expect Larson to get to the front quick, lead a lot of laps, and be the main guy to win the race. He's been knocking on the door. Like I said, last 3 finishes here, second, third, and second. You just don't run like that and not get a win. He's knocking on the door. He's too close. He's the number 1 guy in the playoffs right now, starting out. I got to go with Larson.
Got to do Larson. So Larson's our top guy. A lot of people may be like, oh, Martin. No. Well, we'll see about it. Larson, that's your free pick. That's your top guy for us here at Darlington. Moving into our second guy that we have. This is one that, I don't know, I just feel like lately you're becoming a low-key fan of this guy. And I don't know if maybe that's just me hearing you talk about him a lot or if it may actually be happening. William Byron starting in P14 at 10.7K on DraftKings. Take it away.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are going to disagree with this one, but one of the main catalysts for this pick is the fact that he's starting 14th, and he's had top 5 speed in the majority of races this season. I know you can look at the stats at Darlington. Has kind of struggled here over the years up until recently. He has 3 consecutive top 5 finishes, and he's been the most consistent guy besides Larson and Kyle Busch throughout the entire season. When it comes to the regular season points, all 3 of those guys were in the top 5. But like I said, Byron, he was really strong here, 3 consecutive top 5s. The momentum isn't great, which I'm sure you'll look at that and be like, I don't like where he's at. I almost killed myself because he was originally in my picks to win at Michigan, and I took him out, and then I thought he was going to win. Thank goodness Blaney won that, or it would have been really sad. But Michigan was 2 weeks ago. He finished second there. There's really no correlation on the horsepower package with this team. They've been good everywhere. They've had some bad luck recently, like I said, but consistency is key. Hendrick Motorsports has been dominant. The theme of the year has been Hendrick Motorsports, Hendrick, winning a lot of races. I know Byron only has 1 win, but at his price at $10,700 and his potential place differential starting P14, if he runs top 5, like I think he will, I think he could even have a shot to win, then he's a huge success for your lineup.
And then we'll all know that Willie B is actually a driver. I think that's the one thing that I look at is just like he did have a really good finish this past year. So Maybe we have seen that progression. We know that he runs heavy on iRacing, so maybe he's just constantly ran Darlington to the bone. And
he also
just, knows it because he's like the Terminator.
Yep. He also was really good here in 2019. He started on the pole. It was when he had that Cole Trickle paint scheme from Days of Thunder. The green and yellow looked really nice.
That was a great time with him and Canals.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. So he's been good here before, just hasn't gotten the results. Just hasn't finished, kind of like how Kyle Larson was. But this year's been a great year for Byron, and if you listen to our last pod, I think he's going to make the Final Four. I think a lot of people don't think he will because he hadn't had the wins.
You're just backing it. You're just backing yourself up right now. This is what this is. I mean, I've agreed with you, but you got to keep the juju somehow.
I am. This is what I think. I mean, like he's won one race, but he's been so consistent. And obviously, we've picked who we think is going to basically win the race, right? I mean, he's the number one play.
Yeah.
I think my number two play is Byron because he's starting 14th, and I think he's going to run top 5 and be in the mix to win the race all night.
Okay, here's a scenario. We're getting down to the wire. It's Kyle Larson, P1, William Byron, P2. Does William Byron have the balls to turn Kyle?
That's tough. I don't know. You know Rick Hendrick's going to be screaming on the radio, don't fucking wreck each other.
Now
Byron's
if
a clean
Elliott's
racer.
behind him with Alex, yes, maybe. But
See, I feel like Elliott would do it. But
Elliott's
I don't
got
know
balls.
about Byron. We haven't seen him in a situation like that before, so it's hard to predict that.
That would change my whole entire perception on Willie B. It's not that I don't like Willie B as a racer. It's just his personality, I think, is just so bland. He is literally like a 7-year-old man in the body of a young 20-year-old. That's from the outside looking in. I've never.
If he
met
wins
him.
us money on Sunday night, I don't give a shit what his personality's like.
Doesn't matter. Jeff Gordon came back. That's what I'll say. All right, shout out to him. Just saw him on TV too. Rainbow Warrior days. All right, moving into our next pick. I'm gonna go ahead. Let's do something new. We're already eating Hooters. We're gonna call this our Hooters tasty pick of the week. All right. So maybe now we usually call this chalk in the DFS industry. There's heavy chalk that's out there because of this algorithm that NASCAR is using now. You can get some of these drivers that you know will be able to progress and do really well moving up. So we're going to call them the Hooters Tasty Pick of the Week. Again, shout out to Hooters. Promo code GarageGuys on HootersToGo.com or by downloading the Hooters app. Fine print. I can find print. You want me to find print, guy?
Save $10 and put that $10 on William Byron for top 5.
That's it.
Valid at participating locations for delivery and carry-out orders only.
Boom. We nailed it that time. $10 off any $30 order. Do it. All right, so here it is. Starting in P34, a guy you
hate this guy.
A guy that took your wallet and threw it into a river.
Well, he just sucks. He just fucking sucks.
And put a chain on it with a ball, never to be found again.
He fucking sucks.
Had to buy a new wallet and a new soul almost. Chris Buescher at 7.8K on DraftKings. Again, starting P34. You said it yourself, Roush Fenway has been decent at Darlington. Now, regardless of a driver's track or not, when you're starting P34 and your name isn't Quinn Huff or Joey Gase, we're probably going to play you in a lineup, guaranteed. Chris Buescher has shown that he can do well here. I think he finished P11 in May,
ninth,
if I'm right, or he finished ninth, so he was in the top 10. However, I did a little bit of digging on Chris, and what I did find, since he's been with Roush Fenway, what's funny is if he starts in the 20s, he usually goes back. There was one time he did start behind the P30 mark, and he finished in the 20s, so he went forward. We don't want Chris to go back. We want him to go forward. Can't really go too much further back from P34. Thanks for cheating last week, Chris. We appreciate you for cheating. To come this week and help us win money, hopefully.
Yeah, pussy.
So, yeah, I think that because we're behind P30, we're safe. He's going to go forward. Would you like to talk about your favorite driver in the field?
Let's just make this one quick. I mean, let's not kid ourselves. Chris Buescher's a bum. He is starting P34.
Strong words for the tasty.
He finished 9th at Darlington here. Roush was good in the spring because Newman also finished 10th. I also like Ryan Newman a lot at 5,700. Just going to throw that in there. I think him and Busher both are kind of like the two obvious plays. Not like two as in the number two, but like two obvious kind of. Newman's starting P19, but with their performance in the spring, and it's a good track for Newman. I'd probably just end up talking about Newman because I hate Busher, but I won't do that. I will not do that. Just know I like Newman too, but Busher's had mixed results here in the past. Nothing crazy, nothing super impressive, but at his price, $7,800, right in the middle of the pack, starting P34, you got to assume he runs top 20 with the equipment that he has. You would hope. I mean, top 25 minimum, top 20, maybe top 15, and shit, he could run top 10 depending on what happens with all the playoff guys and if there's legitimate speed in his car like there was in the spring. Track conditions are going to be a little bit different going from day into the nighttime. The other race was a daytime race, so there's some variables to consider, but I mean, he's going to be an obvious high-owned guy. So, I mean, we got to go with him. I'm going to be playing him. So
I was going to say, when you said Chris Buescher and then you said 10 in the same sentence, I laughed a little inside. It made me feel a little type of way. The number 10 and Chris Buescher will forever be synonymous in our hearts in Garage Guys history.
I'll frame it in the garage.
Shout out to Texas. Great times. Last guy. Man, these wings are good. Last guy. This is probably my favorite pick out of all four of our free picks, just because I'm going to be frank. DraftKings fucked up. DraftKings royally fucked up. Like major key, the highest of high keys, you fucked up, DraftKings. Chase Briscoe, Big Chase Energy, P24, 6.3K at Darlington. A track that he ran amazing at in Xfinity. And then coming in to this season, where did he do? He started, I think he's the one that finished P11. Mm-hmm. He finished P11 at Darlington, and he started in the 20s, I believe. He was in.
I don't know where he started.
Between 20 and 30, he started. He finished P11 last year. Chase Briscoe is a driver going to a driver's track. And DraftKings fucked up. I don't know how many more times I can say it. I could probably say it a million more times, actually, because how do you fuck up this bad putting someone this good at Darlington at 6.3K? You care to explain how that happens?
I actually disagree with the fuck up. Like, I don't think it's like a major fuck up because
he works for DraftKings now.
They're probably going by like his average finish for 2021, which is probably in the 20s. But the second half of the season, or at least the last like 6-7 races, obviously their team has performed much better. They've had a lot of very strong runs at the road courses, several top 10s, 11th at Michigan a couple weeks ago. And Briscoe is a very, very talented wheelman, obviously. This was a good track for him in Xfinity. Finished 11th like we talked about up in the spring race. It's a driver's racetrack. Chase Briscoe is arguably one of the more talented wheelmans in the field. This fits right into his wheelhouse. Starting P24 at 6,300, I think is totally worth a shot because the performance of his team's been there. The wheelman ran well here at Darlington in the spring. What else is there to talk about? Briscoe is a good, hell of a driver. So the price, like Chase said, yeah, DraftKings calls it, or he calls it a DraftKings major fuck up. I think it is a little low. I do think it is a little low based off the kind of momentum he's carried over the past 5, 6, 7 weeks and what he did here in the spring race. So, yeah, Chase Briscoe's worth a shot. I'll be playing him. 6,300 definitely gives you room in your lineup to put in some bigger guys, some bigger fish. So, I like Briscoe.
I'm convinced that they may – if it wasn't been for Buescher starting P34, I would have said that those prices should have been swapped on those two. It's kind of where I was going to lean at it. But the T-Stew energy will remain strong with him. If the Pegasus is back on the car, possibly the meth energy from our good pal Jeremy.
Jeremy Mayfield.
Yep, Jeremy Mayfield. So, yeah, that's our four guys. Again, Kyle Larson, 11.5. William Byron, 10.7. Chris Buescher, 7.8. Briscoe, 6.3. These are not their heights. These are their prices. And as always, shout out to Hooters for being an awesome partner for being an amazing sponsor to the Garage Guys.
Thank you, Hooters.
Go
We
get
love
you
you.
some Hooters. Again, promo code Garage Guys, $10 off any order, $30 or more. Don't forget that. I think we've had enough fine print here today.
A lot more fine print than usual, yes.
Yeah, a lot of fine print in this one. And again, serious note, guys, don't forget Garage Guys Disaster Deletion Fund. Check the links in the descriptions, whether you're listening on a podcast right now or you're watching this on YouTube. Share this message. We're urging you. We need your help. We're ready to get out. We're ready to get things done and help these people in South Louisiana that need our help more than ever. Be a part of that and help us do something awesome. It just feels great to be able to have a platform to be able to do something like this and to be able to get out and make a difference. And again, if you're around our area and you want to help us make a difference, we'll welcome you with open arms. Just shoot out a message to us online, wherever you can find us online. We're pretty easy to find, at Garage Guy Chase everywhere.
Dale Tanhardt everywhere.
Literally, it's that simple. So we just thank you guys so much again for those that have donated, and thank you so much for continuing to share. And again, Darlington Cookout Southern 500. Use these free picks. TobyChristie.com. That's where you'll find our articles. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be a fun race. Can't wait for it. I'm going to be sitting at the house watching it on Sunday.
This is going to be so crazy. We talk about it like lately. It's just like, man, like imagine just being able to sit in a recliner and watch a race. And it's like we're so bougie because so many people are just like, oh, I wish I could be at the race. And it's like we're fucking blessed, man. Like we've been able to do a lot of awesome stuff this year. So
wouldn't happen without you guys. So
yeah, straight up, we appreciate you guys. We love you, Garage Fam. And again, follow me at Garage Guy Chase.
At Dale Tanhardt.
That's where you get us at. Go get some Hooters and help us help the people of South Louisiana. That's a show. Use these picks, win money, sports, profit, repeat, and eat wings. I'm taking your flat.
That's fine. Just leave me one.
It's the Garage Guys. 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 It's the Garage Guys.